Welcome. This is Ignite Kingdom Talk. Make the marketplace the miracle place.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite Kingdom Talk. We've got our good friends from pray.com. I've got Max here with us. Thanks for jumping on this podcast. I know there's so much stuff going on here at NRB, and we have been with pray.com. All of our, and you guys know you can go see us, see all the content and all the things that we're doing with Pray, with the podcast. We love what you guys are doing. We love what you're all about. We love your support, and you're always there. You're always there with us. But Max, tell us about, the growth that you guys have had. It's like, sometimes it's almost like you look at this and it's like where you started and where you are now, it's just, it's massive.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
We've grown so much since the last, I want to say 8-9 years that we've been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And we've learned a ton, what people like, what they don't like, what we need to push into in terms of content. And it's super exciting. And there's a lot more people, I think, that are pushing into digital, and they're finding out all the types of content, the Bible stories, the sermons that they like the most. And we're really trying to get that all over the world and use these new AI tools to help get this into different countries and different languages. And it's really exciting.
So Max, here's what I hear all the time. I hear this all the time. You've got these believers, Christian believers, whether they're business owners or not, AI, and they run the other way. Oh, it's evil. It's of the devil. How do you overcome that?
Well, I think that's pretty traditional for new technology, right? And that happens all the time. For us, we try to embrace all this new technology because it's going to be here to stay, and it's going to just keep getting better. Yeah. And so for us, we try to see it as a tool. Okay, I think there's a lot in the internet sphere that AI is going to take our jobs. It's going to do everything, and really, think of it as an enhancement. It's enhancing our creativity. It's helping us become 10 times better than what we are. How is it doing it? For example, you have a sermon and you want someone in South Africa or Latin America to also hear that sermon. Well, if you don't speak Spanish or Portuguese, that's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
With AI, it can help translate your content using your voice and get it in front of those people. So that's a tool, right? That helps get your content in front of more people. And that, I think we should really embrace that, because it's only going to help us evangelize more and get the word out there all over the place. That's an example of one of many tools of how AI is really helping out.
Yeah, and again, guys, listen to what he's saying. It's a tool. It's a tool that, and I think we need to embrace it in a greater way as believers, because I think we run so far the other way because we don't know it. We're not familiar with it. But instead of learning it, educating ourselves and finding out what the advantages are, we run the other way. But tell us, Max, you've got some unbelievable things that I've seen bits and pieces of. What's some of the newer things you guys have that's coming out?
Yeah, so we're using AI in a lot of different ways to really bring the Bible to life. So before, we were a primarily audio-only app.
Yeah.
A lot of sermons, all through audio, Bible stories, bedtime Bible stories, all audio. And video production costs a ton of money.
Yeah.
And so for us to really get into that, it wasn't something on our roadmap. With AI, we can use these generative video platforms to help create and bring these videos to life in a very cost-efficient way. Mm-hmm. So we can create a Bible story, which is usually what we would do in audio, and then bring it to life with these generative videos without using something really basic like stock footage, where it's very generic, it's not very custom, doesn't really look cinematic. And using these video generation platforms like Runway and Kling and Google has one called VO that are starting to look really good, and we could bring that cinematic quality to the church, and it's a lot more engaging than it's ever been. And what we're finding is it's bringing in the younger generation into the Bible. And so, we're trying to use all and we're learning it as it's coming out.
Yeah.
So like there's a new platform every single week. It's crazy. And we're trying to learn as quickly as possible. And then also at the same time, teach people how it works so that we can all use it together.
Yeah, because the bottom line is, I mean, half of what you said just went right over my head.
Yeah.
All those platforms and apps and stuff like that. But I love this. But at the end of the day, here Ignite, we're about business owners, kingdom business owners, and entrepreneurs. And it's these podcasts that we put out are so many of them are other business owners. It's a story of hope. It's a story of how they made it, how they kept fighting, and their victory was just right around the corner within their business or whatever it is they're doing. But it's getting that word out. It's getting that message out. And like what you said, it's a tool to be used for the kingdom for greater impact. And it's like that's what we find. That's what we find because I forget, Max, the places that we have our podcast right now. The YouTube,
Spotify and Apple, and
so, those things. We're all there. But to do something with pray.com like what we have, it's one thing for us to see some of the followers that we have, but it's knowing that there's. And we're believing that we're making an impact, especially in that business mountain, because we want people to be the men and women that God has called them to be, right? And it's like there's so much information that's out there, but when you hear it, for us on these podcasts, when you hear it from another Christian business owner, I mean, now it's like, oh my gosh, if that guy can make it, I can make it, and that's what I love about what you guys do, what you bring, and I think you guys are just doing just a fantastic job. I love pray.com. Love how you guys always show up somewhere and you guys are here at NRB and how many viewers? What is that? What is that number, Max, that you guys have now on pray.com? What's the viewers that you have on there?
So we get about it's about 10 million-ish downloads, views per month. So depending on the month, the season, and what's going on, but it's about there. So we get it's close to a little over 100 million per year, and that's just downloads and views, right? And then on top of that, we have a whole separate product, which are like our email lists. Those get even more.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at close to 1 billion impressions per year in terms of email views, downloads, and those people interacting with our different products, which are like the digital app, the website, and then email. Email's still huge.
Yeah.
It's massive. And people love getting the daily prayer because it's very simple. It's your prayer every day. And then we promote pastors and ministries, and they're a part of it too, right? So, I think, a lot to what you were saying is there's a big fear in AI.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do is show that it's accessible, it's easy to use, and don't be scared of it. Allow it to help you in what you do, in everything. So like I'm in content, there's a lot of different things that can help in terms of content creation, just like for basic script writing or outlining ideas and stuff like that. I'd really encourage your audience to check out things like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Claude, CLAUDE.
Okay.
Those are the ones that we use. They're safe, but what I would do is, the more context you give it, the more detail it will give you back. And so get used to it, play around with it. You'll learn it quickly. They're starting to become more and more and more intuitive and easier to use. So a couple of years ago, they're extremely hard, but now they're getting a lot of. I taught my mom how to use it the other day.
There you go.
And she uses it all the time.
Yeah.
She's building her own website.
Oh, wow.
And she's never done any coding before in her life. But I'm telling you, it's like it's becoming so smart that everyone can really start to use it, and it'll benefit them, and it'll enhance them in everything that they do. And so that's what we're trying to do at pray.com, is just teach everyone the stuff that we're doing, because we know it's going to make all of our content better.
Yeah.
And in our space, we haven't had the best content production compared to Hollywood and all these movies that come out, right? This allows us to have those tools without having massive $1 million budgets. And so this is, I think, our chance to really create epic cinematic content at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Who's actually walking with you as you lead and build your business? If you're doing it alone, you don't have to. They say it's not what you know, it's who you know. And they're right. At the core, it begins with knowing Jesus, and Jesus calls us into family. Carrying responsibility, making decisions that affect others, building legacies that outlive us. None of us was meant to do that alone. The Ignite 2026 Kingdom Conference is a gathering of leaders who refuse to build in isolation, pursuing God's kingdom in the marketplace side by side. This conference isn't just about networking. It's about trust, alignment, and being immersed in a community that shares your values, connecting with leaders who understand the weight you carry and are committed to lifting one another up. You'll hear from seasoned business leaders, founders, and kingdom-minded builders, including our keynote speakers and workshop leaders, men and women who've carried real responsibility and chosen to build God's way. If this resonates, you're invited, and you're needed. Join us July 24th and 25th in Nashville and be welcomed at the JW Marriott. You don't win by accident. You win by being connected. What you're building matters, and you don't have to build it alone. Together, let's make the marketplace the miracle place, with confidence that our best days are yet to come.
Yeah, Max, this is that's okay. So long term, and that's happening, but it changes so fast. How does a company like Pray have a long term? I mean, everyone has a long term goal as well, but things are changing so fast in this industry and technology. How do you even have a long term goal? I mean, are you looking at something in the future that you're shooting for, and it's coming faster than you think? I mean, what's some things that we can look forward to, next on down the road with Pray?
We're trying to. So you usually have like a 5-year roadmap.
Yeah.
But you can't look 5 years ahead when things are coming out 2 weeks from now.
It's crazy. It's unbelievable.
And you don't know what those things are, right? And so, that's extremely tough.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's all about what are the tools that we could create that everyone else can benefit from.
Yeah.
And then adapting the roadmap, adapting what we're going to put out there, right? And at the same time, making sure they're safe, right? Because a lot of the criticism out there is you're putting all this data out there, you're training these models, all these companies are training these models. How do you make sure that they're safe? And that's what we are prioritizing, to make sure that these can work for everyone in our space, because that's super, super important, right? And so we have to build off of these different APIs, which are like what Google puts out in these platforms, and then build a layer on top of that to make sure it works for us.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's biblically correct, right? And all these stuff we have to put into it. And so that's kind of what we're focusing on right now, is a tool will come out, super useful. All these players will start using it. And then it's like, okay, how do we adapt this for our industry and make it so everyone feels like they can use it to benefit their ministry or their church, right?
Yeah. So, Max, just touch on this, will you? Touch on, like, our we can pull up something. You can tell I know what I'm talking about. But we can pull up something with Pray, and it can tell us where everyone is listening or watching our podcast from. Correct?
Yeah.
How does that? What is that called, and how does that even work?
Yeah, that's Pray Studio.
Okay.
That's our analytics platform. Yep. So basically, what happens is we'll post sermons and post your content, and then from there, it'll be on our app, and then everyone that listens to it, you'll see how many listens you got, how many listening minutes, so how long did they listen to the show, where they listened from. So like where in the geography, so you'll see a map, right? And it'll show you people in Florida or California or New York, what have you, where they're listening from. And we try to give you all those analytics so that you know, okay, the next show that I'm gonna create, maybe I'll do it around Florida because I have 60% listenership in Florida. These are the topics that they like listening to, right? And so we'll also tell you, you know, on your episodes, what are the topics that they like the most? And now we're starting to implement a chat feature to where people can chat with people on the app, and then we'll see sentiment. Is there a lot of talk about anxiety or depression? And are those the topics that we should be talking about as well to help them get through that? And so we're trying to take all of this data and use AI to help us formulate what are the best new types of content we could create from there, right?
Wow. There's so much there.
It's a lot.
It is, but yet at the same time, it's like you're not just taking your message. You're not just taking, maybe it's a sermon or a podcast and just saying, here we go, just, you know, broadcast it out there. Now we can track it and find out who's listening, where they're at. And now you can change your marketing scheme, whatever you need to do. You know where your people are at.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do with a lot of the other tools that are out there, but Pray has that. And I've always appreciated that.
Yeah, we're trying to get it so that you're completely data informed on all this stuff that you're creating so that you know what to create next.
Yeah.
Because that's how you build a content business. That's how you build a show or you know, a radio program.
Yeah.
If you know what your audience loves and you start ministering to that, that's huge, right? And then what's going to happen is your audience is going to see this. They're going to be like, oh, this is great. Like, this really helped me, and send it to their friend and send it to their family member.
Yeah.
And that's how you grow.
Yeah.
And so we want to give you guys the tools so that you can do this at the professional level that all these Hollywood agents and directors and producers are doing it at, right? And so we're building those analytics inside of Pray Studio so that we can all do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ben is going to have on the bottom of the screen how you guys can find us on pray.com. But if somebody's looking to work with pray.com, what's the best way to find you guys? Obviously pray.com, but is there more to that than just that?
Yeah. There's pray.com. We're on social. You can also contact us on social. We check our DMs. So, you know, pray.com on social, @pray on Instagram, Twitter. We're on TikTok too and YouTube. And then also pray.com/ministries if you want to work with us as well.
Max, thank you for taking the time in this busy place called NRB and love what you guys are doing, love what you're all about. And again, you guys are movers and shakers. You're doing something and it's all about the kingdom. And we appreciate, here at Ignite, we appreciate what you guys are doing to help get our message out.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Absolutely. And guys, remember this, your best days are yet to come. Be blessed.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Ignite Kingdom Talk. If you're hungry for deeper connection and real kingdom growth, join us for our free monthly Ignite community call, held every second Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central on Zoom. It's a space for prayer, kingdom connection, and practical wisdom from seasoned Christian leaders across industries, owners, executives, and marketplace experts who walk with God and lead with purpose. And if you're ready to go deeper, consider joining Ignite Partner Access. This is where Christian business leaders link arms for accountability, growth, and spirit-led impact through small groups and strategic support. You can find both opportunities and more at ignite-kg.org. If this episode encouraged you, consider sharing it with somebody who's ready to run boldly into their calling. Thank you again for joining us for this episode of Ignite Kingdom Talk. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and may His favor ignite your work in the name of Jesus.